Hello, good morning. This is Ken Creager. Just trying to make sure that all my live streams start like they're supposed to. I actually did this video yesterday, and I have to redo it this morning because my YouTube stream didn't start up, so I never got the video. So anyway, Ken Creager from Black Swan Financial Advisors. A little market update video. Lots going on in the market today, just like every day. It seems like something always comes up. I found it super interesting this week that, with inflation and the bank crisis and everything, I saw some information that I wanted to share with everybody. Again, this video is for educational purposes only. There's the link to my website. It's under construction right now. I'm redoing the whole thing, so bear with me. It's under construction. And then my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hopefully you find my videos entertaining maybe, or hopefully educational and valuable. So let's talk just a little bit about what's going on. I saw some of this information yesterday, so I wanted to bring it up because I'm just sharing things that I feel I would like to hear from somebody if they knew it and could share it with me. And it's always the best idea to have a well-diversified portfolio. We're in an inflationary period, so having assets in your portfolio that go up during inflation, or at least don't go down, and having different types of investments and assets that you have your investments in. And one of the things with the banking crisis especially, so you have inflation and now you have the banking crisis, and we've been hearing about gold and silver for more than a year. Last year when the market crashed, usually people that really like precious metals a lot say that it's a hedge against the market or a market crash or whatever. But gold and silver with high inflation didn't really react the way that it should. And personally, I think there's manipulation in the gold and silver market. It's interesting with options and futures contracts and everything. I think they figure that every single ounce of gold is probably traded 100 times over, right? If those futures and options contracts, if people actually had to take delivery of the precious metals, there's not enough real precious metals for them to be delivered. And so these derivatives have actually created a situation where you can't, in my opinion, you can't get it's not a real market price for gold. Silver, probably the same. But I wanted just to talk a little bit about silver today, because the question is we have a banking crisis, we have inflation, so those should be catalysts for silver to go up. Gold and silver have both been going up, especially since the banking crisis. So they've had some pretty good gains. But what I saw yesterday was some information that might help silver go up even more, and it's simple supply and demand. Okay, that's what inflation is: supply and demand. Demand higher than supply, prices go up. So that's what we want silver to do, right? We want demand to be higher than supply. So some interesting information in it. In the average iPhone, there's 0.34 grams of silver in every single iPhone. Last year they sold 232 million iPhones, so it's 2.5 million ounces of silver in the iPhone. Okay, then you have all the other phones, and then you have TVs and laptops and computers and everything else. So the industrial use of silver is very high, and it's just increasing. So that could be a catalyst on top of inflation and on top of the banking crisis that would push silver higher. So probably a little bit more interesting note, besides, the fact that every single, that just iPhones alone generate 2.5 million ounces of silver of demand, is the fact this real big push for renewable energy. And it just so happens that renewable energy takes a lot of silver, a ton of silver. A typical solar panel has about 2/3 of an ounce of silver in it. So 2/3 of an ounce, not quite an ounce, but that's a lot, right? So each gigawatt of solar power requires 3 million solar panels. So, you know what? That's like 2.5 million. That's like 2.5 million ounces of silver just to get 1 gigawatt of solar power. Okay? So, and the whole world is trying to go solar, right? So last year, the Silver Institute estimated that the solar industry consumed 127 million ounces of silver. Okay, 127 ounces. And that's only going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So we have solar power, but then what about EVs? Okay. That's a super interesting thing, right? Because we have the power that has to be generated, solar panels and so forth. But now we have a big push for EVs as well. And the average electric vehicle contains at least 25 grams of silver, more than a solar panel, right? So that's going to be pretty close to an ounce. And last year, around 10 million EVs were sold in the world last year. So that would have been another 10 million ounces of demand. And what are we at, like 5% penetration in the EV market? That's supposed to more than, the number of cars sold every year should almost double every year for at least the next 5 to 10 years, until, with lots of governments and stuff pushing to end the use of internal combustion engine vehicles. There's a lot of pushing on demand right now for silver. So just something to think about. I'm going to think about it myself. I've already, in one of my other videos about options, I did some trades in the gold miners. So I started to step into gold a little bit a few months ago by selling some puts. I might do the same with silver. I don't know if I'll do it directly with silver or to try to do it with the silver miners. An interesting note is that there's very few silver miners that only mine silver. Most silver around the world is mined by companies mining gold or other other metals, and it's almost a byproduct. So I might look into how I might leverage the fact that it looks like demand for silver could be increasing, and that would be good. That's what you look for. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope it was valuable. This video is for educational purposes only. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.